So there's two things in Mexico, Cancun, you would expect to learn culturally. And one I care about is because I'm a Caribbean descendant. My mom's Bajan Canadian, my dad's Bajan St. Lucian. So that's why I even care that Mexicans credited Jamaicans for hibiscus water. So you'll see on menus hibiscus water. Sometimes you'll see Jamaica hibiscus water. And the first time I tasted it, I was like, this tastes familiar. But the second time is where I was really curious because I was like, this tastes familiar. And why does it say Jamaica hibiscus water? And I didn't Google it first. I drank it again. And I was like, why does this taste familiar? Why are they crediting Jamaica? And then it clicked in my brain that it's actually Sorrel. Well, in Barbados, that's what it's called. And that's when I did the Google search, and it was confirmed what I thought. And the reason why in Barbados you'll hear that some people will still say sorrel is because sometimes they don't use the hibiscus flower. They use a flower similar, and I cannot taste the difference. Maybe Bajans for real could taste it, and other Afro Islands, because I've tasted this in other from other Afro people, like Afro Caribbean island people. So it's definitely not just a Jamaican thing. And when I Googled, it confirmed that, because I was like, all the Afro Caribbean islands drink this. They don't all say it's hibiscus water. They for sure don't say it's Jamaican hibiscus water, because every island, takes credit for everything they make. So yeah. And the second thing that I learned in Mexico was that they're indigenous people too. And you'd be like, what are you talking about? And I'd be there with you if we didn't meet this beautiful, smart, talented woman named Rosie. So you'll see in our Mexico videos, one of them, I don't remember, that we met Rosie early on, and we were wondering why she was wearing these beautiful indigenous earrings. They're this really nice red color. And I only see them in Canada and America, and indigenous people are the ones that wear them because it's their pride. It's their culture. So, of course, they're going to show it. It makes sense. Anyone that has culture gets that. So not even a question. So we're asking Rosie, like, why is she wearing them? And she's like, I'm indigenous. And I was like, oh, you're like Canadian, American, indigenous? And she's like, no, I'm 100% Mexican. And I was like, shocked. And Uzma was shocked. And she could read it on our faces. So she started explaining Mexicans are indigenous too. And she gave us the history. And then a few days later, we're talking to our Airbnb host. He had indigenous Mexican arts. And then he started explaining when he was like traveling and stuff like this in America and Canada for indigenous people. The American indigenous people did not say anything, but the Canadian ones were super curious why he had indigenous art. And he was like, because Mexicans are indigenous and I love their culture. I love them. I have so much respect for them. So, of course, I'm having this art, And they were shocked. I think anyone would be shocked in Canada, really, probably America too, that there's Mexicans that are indigenous too. Like, that they're indigenous, that indigenous people they're everywhere. So I think people should stop limiting it to America and Canada. I was ignorant of that too. And yeah, indigenous people from all over the world should go to Mexico and see that, because it wasn't just the earrings. It was also how they painted their faces, the outfits they wore. It was super, super similar to what I see in Canada from like old paintings. So yeah, brothers and sisters for indigenous people, they're like everywhere. And it was cool to learn that. And that one local, Rosie, and then our Airbnb host, he's technically a local now, but he's Latin descent slash French from France. And those two people educated us on this, and then Google educated me on I Miss This Water, and I thought those two things are cool. And that's it. Thank you.